Facebook, what is going on? What is going on? Hey, everybody. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the business plug, and I am fighting Facebook. I don't know what's going on with my stream. My Facebook stream is not working. I put it back in, it's still not going. So, Facebook looks like you're going to get the pre recorded session if this doesn't work this time. Let's see. Am I connected? Hold my breath. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. This is the second week. It tells me we're on. Hello, Facebook. Took me a minute to get to you. It kept kicking me off Facebook. I don't know why that is because Facebook is where my folks at. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the business plug. You just dialed into the Business Plugs Mixer. And the Business Plugs Mixer is where I have business conversations with business people for business people. And the reason we do that is because we want to make sure that people around the world have access to each other. It's our own special way of bringing people closer together by letting people know the businesses that are out here and what they do and how they do it. And today is no exception. It's just like we've done every week since 2018. But before I invite her in, I want to tell you a couple of things that I'm working on. So, if you are a small business and you are looking for funding, okay, I know. You don't have to tell me. Things are kind of crazy right now. I get it. I understand it totally. However, businesses are still being funded and things are still happening. And if you would like your business to be positioned so when the floodgates open, you can receive, then go ahead and make an appointment with me. There is a link wherever you're watching this video. Click the link, go to getthebusiness.org, and we'll have a conversation. It's a free call for you and I to talk about your business and your aspirations and how I can best support you. I've been doing it over 12 years and I've been doing it over 40 years, but 12 years as a business. And I would love to help you fine tune and hone in on your business so we can get you positioned so you can get funding for your business, be that contracts, grants, partnerships, investments, whatever that looks like for you. Okay, the second thing I need to tell you about is if you are not certified. Let's say you have a business and you started your business the way that you started your business by watching other people. Well, I have a class coming up for people who just started their business, whether you were laid off. I have a laid off to launch, meaning those people who got laid off and now they're looking, okay, what should my next move look like? Well, we both know, because I've been laid off too, we both know that you need to have a secondary income that you can control. So I have a class starting up in May that I'm helping businesses who have been laid off or who just have an idea. I can help you from idea to the first 5 years of your business's life cycle. So if you're interested in that class, it is online and the discovery call is free. That link is also wherever you're seeing this video. Finally, if you would like to be on the Business Plugs Mixer, that link is in the video too. So wherever you are, whoever you are, if any of those things apply to you, then please reach out and let's get connected. Now, the moment you've been waiting for, I would like to introduce to you all Paula Anderson. She has a magazine. She's located in Memphis, and she's going to bring her awesomeness to the stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, here comes Paula Anderson. Hey, Paula.
Hey, Linda, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. So please tell my audience, who is Paula Anderson?
So, Paula Anderson by trade is a medical coder, but I went back to school in 2014 to study journalism and public relations. And so I wanted to do something different because I had been in the healthcare industry since 1987 when I first started working. So I went to the University of Memphis and studied public relations and journalism. And one of my group projects was focusing on a startup where my individual project was focused on a digital magazine or print magazine. And so that's how my journey started with me being a journalist and a writer.
I love it.
After I did some research with that individual project, it led me to continue to work on the project beyond school. And so the research that I did, actually, there was a gap within the marketplace for business owners that I consider to be underrepresented in mass media. And so that was the beginning of the digital and print magazine concept.
I love it. I love it. The imprint magazine concept. So, where is your audience located?
So we started our magazine in the Memphis market. So we
Mm-hmm.
had a publication entitled Memphis Small Business Quarterly, and we published that magazine for about 5 years. But in 2020, of course, when the pandemic hit, we wanted to do something a little different. So we went to the Jackson, Tennessee market. And so we connected with various entrepreneur organizations down there and got business owners that were in the emerging as well as enterprising stages. And so we did all of our interviews virtual because we could not travel anywhere because we were on lockdown. So we thought, well, if we could do it in Jackson, Tennessee, then maybe we can do it in another city. And so we moved to Nashville. So still doing everything virtual, never traveling to Nashville or any other city. So we did the same concept in Nashville, and then we went to Murfreesboro. And so that's kind of how we progressed throughout the state by doing virtual interviews and connecting with individuals that are considered to be underrepresented.
Okay. Okay. And so, your magazine is targeted toward entrepreneurs, or just people in general.
Where the target audience are entrepreneurs and small business owners. As far as the demographics, because the magazine concept was based off of teaching students, college students, about entrepreneurship through digital reading. So our target audience in terms of who we're trying to get to read the magazine are going to be college students and millennials.
I love it.
But baby boomers and Generation X, those are our print magazine readers because they still like to have a physical copy in their hand.
I love it. Yeah, I'm an anomaly when it comes to that. I'm a boomer, but I don't act like one. People say you don't act like a boomer. I'm a boomer. And so I get it. I get it. A lot of my peers definitely want that paper and want to mark through it and fold ears and all the touchy feely things. Yes, I get it. So yeah. So this started when?
2017.
2017. And so
Mhm.
since 2017, so you pivoted and did something different due to COVID. And
Mhm.
so on this other side of COVID, now we're in a new administration as far as our political scene. So how
Mhm.
is that playing into the interviews that you're doing?
So we recently got a website back in 2024. So we upgraded our website so that it would be more engaging to attract our target audience. So we have produced like 355 articles on the old website. So we're
Okay.
still transitioning some of those articles over. And with the current landscape, I believe that what we were trying to do in the beginning is going to be more relevant now because we have some executive orders that are eliminating certain groups of people from certain things. And so we know we can't focus on the terminology, but we still want to include individuals that we consider to be underrepresented. And that's going to be African Americans, that's going to be Latino, and Asian. And that's based on research that those three groups are underrepresented in mass media.
Okay. So what does that look? So that does that look like offering tips for them, or does that look like them being interviewed about their stories? Like, what does it look like for them?
So emerging is the first category. So this is a business owner that's from 0 to 5 years of age, and so they're still trying to, get their increase their awareness and exposure.
Mhm.
So we try to help those businesses because they may not have the money for a public relations firm or to put in advertisements in a traditional magazine or a traditional newspaper. And then the enterprising is going to be for those business owners that are scaling. So they've been in existence. It doesn't necessarily mean that they've been in business for a long period of time. It just means that they are at a growth stage, and
Right.
so they're making money. So the concept is to have the enterprising entrepreneurs be the inspiration for the emerging. That even though you're starting out small, but you can grow to something big. And
Yeah.
that's the inspiration behind the magazine concept.
I love it. I love it. And what is the name of your magazine?
So, Emerging and Enterprising Entrepreneurs is the name of the magazine.
Okay.
And we cover entrepreneurs in the Tennessee area. But
Hmm.
we're starting to focus on highlighting some historically Black colleges and universities. So,
Okay.
recently published an article on a professor at Russ College. So that's again kind of going in line with the climate of what's happening within
Mhm.
our nation, being able to give underrepresented groups exposure.
Mhm. Okay. And so when you talk about the people who should be contacting your magazine, specifically, I know you said college students, and I know you said, millennials like the paper. I mean, us boomers like the paper. But so when you talk about the people who should be looking to get in your magazine,
Hmm.
what does that customer demographic look like?
So we don't limit it to a particular industry. So
Hmm.
we featured individuals in real estate. We featured individuals in the financial services industry. We featured an electrician, construction. So we don't really limit the industry. The
Okay.
only thing is that we just want to make sure that it is a legitimate business. So what
Hmm.
we've done is we've gone through other organizations that could recommend business owners to us so that we don't have to go through that vetting process to make sure that they have a business license and things of that
I
nature.
love that. I
So
love
that's really the only criteria, is that you are operating as a legitimate business
I
in
love
your
that.
city. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see where that's very important. So when you're talking about, so are they talking about their startup journeys? Are they talking about the products they sell? What are they talking about?
So it begins with, like, why did you want to become an entrepreneur? So that's
Mm,
normally the first question that I ask. And it has been a trend where people say that that's not really what I wanted to do, but it's because they were laid off, they could not get promoted, they just didn't have any other options, and that's why they went into entrepreneurship. So no
yeah.
one really says, I want to be an entrepreneur. It's just the circumstances that
It's
dictate
the
that this is
benefits
where.
of being one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like that's what led them into it.
Yeah.
And so sometimes they may not have gone to school to learn about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So they're like doing things trial and error. Another aspect is like, how do you grow your business, or what kind of resources do you take advantage of? And so some people have taken advantage of various resources like the Small Business Development Center, other local entrepreneur organizations that support entrepreneurs in different cities. Jackson has some resources, Memphis does, and Nashville as well. So they tell us exactly what the challenges are that they face, as well
Mhm.
as the successes. So when you are starting out as an emerging business, your success may not be that I've made $1 million.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Your success could be that I started this business, I'm working my business, I'm trying to generate customers. And so we consider that to be a success, because and I know that entrepreneurship is very hard. So when you go out there and you try to sell yourself, and then somebody pays you some money for the service or product that you are providing, then that is an accomplishment in and of itself.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, and a privilege. And a privilege. Yes, ma'am. Definitely. And I love that you're doing that, rewarding customers, because a lot of times people get discouraged along on their journey, and entrepreneurship is not for the faint-hearted. Like,
Yeah. And saying that, some of the stories, that because I'm an entrepreneur as well, so I get encouragement sometimes when I write the stories.
mm,
So it helps me to stay focused, because they're going through some of the same thing that I'm going through. And so just to know that we're all trying to do this in different ways, but we're
yeah,
all struggling with some of the same issues.
absolutely, absolutely. And so when you say, like, I get that you went to school, you went to school and you were taking journalism and those things, and you decided to continue the project. What was the thing that happened that made you say, yeah, I'm going to put this out there?
Well, I actually could not get a job in public relations.
Mm,
So that's the reason why I went ahead and did the magazine. So it was a way for me to build my writing portfolio. So again, going back to what I said, people can't find a job or they get laid off. So I wasn't going to just let the money that I had invested in my education just go to waste. So I decided I'm going to use it to build my writing portfolio. And
yeah.
so that led to me actually having published articles in other traditional newspapers. So my magazine is not the only publication where I have articles. So it kind of opened up some more doors for me, and then also it increased awareness about me as a journalist and as a writer. So people know my work throughout, I would say throughout the state now.
Absolutely. And so talk about how being in print, whether that be digital or in print, how beneficial that is to an entrepreneur.
So a digital article, of course, it has more of a life cycle because anybody can access an article on the internet. With your print, and it's a little bit more costly to do print because of the printing and if you do color. So, but people value something that they can put in their hand. And so I think that that's the difference. People who actually get a hard copy of the magazine are probably going to hold on to it because of the final product. It's going to be in color and you're going to see yourself in print. And then the digital, because we know that millennials and Generation Z, they are the technology generation. They may not necessarily want to have a print copy. They just want to read it on their phone and then, keep it moving, so to speak. So that's
Oh,
one of the reasons
screenshot it.
why
Screenshot
the,
it.
the difference between the two demographics. So I've learned who to cater my articles to. So on the
Mm,
digital platform, we have very short articles. They're like maybe 1 to 2 minutes, and
yeah,
we have photos. And then with the print magazine, we have like a full page article because we know that our readers who are baby boomers and Gen Xers, they actually want to have a hard copy to hold on to.
absolutely, absolutely. I love that. I love that because I see the thing that when I'm talking to entrepreneurs, the thing that all of them say is marketing, marketing,
Yeah.
marketing. When you ask them, okay, if you had $1,000, what would you do with it? They understand that the law of probability, where the more people see them, the more customers they'll have. And so they all talk about, well, I wish I knew more about marketing. I want to know marketing. I want to do marketing. This is a great marketing resource.
It is, and we're getting ready to launch a concept of media packages. So
Mm,
I know that it takes money to have a PR firm to market your business and to get you awareness. And I know that it takes money to have an advertisement in a newspaper or magazine.
hmm.
So we're going to be launching some media packages that will give individuals that are just getting started some ways for them to market their services through our company. So
Okay.
one of the things is going to be our calendar that we publish annually. So they'll get an opportunity to be featured in the calendar. And then we're going to be putting some web advertisements on our website. So there are some things that we're going to be doing. And one of the things that I want your listeners and viewers to understand is that somebody is paying for it. If you're not paying for it, somebody is paying for it.
Hmm.
And if you're featured in a magazine, that's like $300 to $500 of an ad space. So if you were to go to a traditional, and I'm not going to call in the publications, but if you were to go to a traditional magazine, $500 is probably, you probably can't even get a placement in a magazine or a newspaper for $500 unless it's a really small column. So there is value in being featured in a digital as well as a print magazine to begin with.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so when people are talking about, marketing, then definitely this is worth the investment. And so
Yes.
you have an event coming up.
Yes, so we're going to be kicking off. So we're going to have a new location where we're going to be offering our trainings and our events. So it's going to be at the Ridgeway Business Center. So we're still in the startup phase, and so we're trying to do something different. So we have been located at the Cruise Center for Entrepreneurship, which is a business incubator. And so I was connected to that business incubator while I was a student at the University of Memphis. But now we're trying to offer some more programs. And so on April the 4th, we're going to have a meet and greet with our board of directors, which consists of me, my son Eric Brown Brinson, and Lauren Brown. So The three of us are going to be there along with our legal advisor, who is attorney T. Kevin Bruce. So it's just an informal way to meet us in person, and then to just learn a little bit more about some of the things that we have coming up. We're still trying to promote our calendar for 2025. And like I said, we got our media packages that we're going to be launching, and then just any other events that we've tried to have for the rest of 2025.
I love it. I love it because it's all about connections, right? And relations. It's building relationships. Absolutely.
Yes, and making sure that people understand, we are a for-profit business, so we're not a nonprofit, so we don't get grant funding or anything of that nature. So
Mm.
everything that we do is based off of the support that we get from individuals that pay for the services, or the investments that we make as shareholders, and that's me and my son. We are the co-owners of Writer by Design Media. So as I stated before, nothing is free.
No.
Somebody is paying for it. It may be an investment, and so we just want to let people know what we're trying to do for 2025.
And so they call you or contact you via email, or we have your information wherever they're listening to this. Are they able to call you and get advice, like you walk them through, help them with planning? Do you offer that service?
Well, that's not something that we have offered, but I know that I have several articles. So if they want me to share resources with them,
Hmm.
I can do that. Like I said, we have a database of articles that have not been published that are considered to be research
Hmm.
articles to get insight. And so it's going to be on the digital platform. So we're just trying to not put everything out there at one time, but
Yeah.
we're just trying to gradually add to that platform. But if someone wants to reach me, I would prefer they reach me through email. And so they can reach me at editor@wbdmedia.com. That's editor@wbdmedia.com.
Absolutely. And that email address is wherever you're listening to this podcast, and you can copy and paste that and email her directly. I love
Yes.
that. I love that. Absolutely. And so somebody that just happens upon this video, on this interview, what one takeaway, or one or two takeaways you want them to have?
Well, I want them to know that I have done extensive research. So this is not a magazine that I just started just out the blue. I mean, all of my articles, everything that I do is evidence based. And so I have a lot of articles that can be considered to be qualitative research, where I
Hmm.
have interviewed people, several hundreds of people, and I know what their challenges are.
Mm.
So we know what the issues are. We're just trying to increase the awareness. Now we want to scale this business in 2025. So know that we do want to partner with individuals. We want to help your business grow, but we also want to grow as well. So that's one of
Absolutely.
the things that I would want individuals to know, that it will be a partnership. And we've offered several offerings over the last 4 years. So our Candid Conversations, which is an in-person panel discussion with entrepreneurs, that gives them exposure, because I promote them on Instagram, I promote them on LinkedIn, I promote them through our newsletter, so people know who they are when they sign up to be a panelist. So things like that is like the added value that you get from our company, because you would actually have to pay a PR firm or marketing agency to do those things for you
I
as a
love it.
business owner.
I love it. And how should they prepare for a meeting with you? Is there
So
anything
they
that
can
you
go
have?
to my website. They can go to my website, wbdmedia.com. And if they're interested in like a candid conversation, they can click on the form link. We
Mhm.
just launched a podcast. So that's another opportunity for individuals that want to give more information about their business, because what I'm learning is that people have different ways that they want to consume media.
Mhm.
So everybody doesn't want to read an article. Some people want to listen to it, and then of course some people want to watch a video. So we've
Mhm.
tried to do all three ways so that we can reach each individual based off of how they want to consume that media.
I love it. I love it. I teach GED math, and I'm always trying to help people understand that people intake information different ways, right?
Yeah.
And just find
Yes.
the best way for them. I love it that you're doing all three things. That is Beautiful. Beautiful.
And my master's research project, so this actually came out of my master's research project when I rebranded the magazine. And so uses and gratification theory, that's the communication theory that I use for my research. And it focuses on why do people consume certain forms of media. And
Mhm.
it goes back to the 1940s when we only had soap operas on radio. So why did women stay at home and listen to soap operas? So now we have new media technologies, which is social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of those. So why are people on those platforms? And it's a
Mhm.
variety of reasons, but education, for pleasure and escape. So that's kind of like the basis of our magazine concept. Why do individuals want to consume any type of print media as well as digital media?
I love it. I love it. You've done your research, definitely. You've done your research. I love it. I love it. And so where are you going? Where do you see this magazine in 5 years?
Well, we want to have more distribution in 5 years. And so there is a company that will do a like a paper type version of the
Mhm.
magazine. We've been doing like a glossy, and of course, it does cost more to do the glossy. But like I said, when you only get an opportunity to see yourself in a color printed magazine, then sometimes that's worth it. So
Absolutely.
if we're able to build up our media packages, then we will have the financial resources to do more of the printing so that we can increase our distribution. So that's really what the goal is to increase the distribution and let more people know about what we're doing. We want to do some out of state or out of the city candid conversations so that we can kind of let other people know what we're doing as well. So that's going to be our focus for the rest of 2025, going outside of Memphis and then trying to increase our distribution.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Definitely sounds like a plan. So is there anything else that I we haven't discussed that you would like my audience to learn?
Well, I would like for them to go to the website, which is wbdmedia.com, wbdmedia.com. We have a recent story, a young man that's based out of Memphis. He did a college and career fair about a week ago, and it was called Not Your Average College and Career Fair. So he's trying to help you see that there are other opportunities other than your traditional, like being a nurse, being a doctor, but that you can go into real estate, you can go into construction. So that's one of our recent stories that's on the website.
I love it. I love it. And it's inspirational because it's in our stories where we all gather, right?
Yes, and the way that I find stories is I go to events. So I actually went to that event because my son was set up as a vendor. But then once I got there, I was like, okay, this is a really good concept. So I need to share this. And then I was like, okay, how many mass media outlets are going to be here? So, and it was actually only one,
Mm,
but it was a really good story. So
yeah,
hopefully, when this article is published on our website, that another outlet, major mass media outlet, will pick it up because that's another way for their awareness to grow or increase is to get another publication or a news station to actually pick up the story.
absolutely. Yeah, I've had my article picked up. I did a
And do
story
like a
for
full article on them,
yeah,
role and stuff like that.
absolutely. Yeah, I've had that experience with nerve wallets, and people picked it up. So thank you, thank you, thank you for your yes. Thank you for coming on the
Okay.
Business Plugs Mixer. And as I close this, my name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the Business Plug. I just plugged you in to Paula Anderson and getting yourself in her magazine. I've put the website in the chat. So go ahead and connect with
Mhm.
her. Also, wherever you're listening to this, click on the links. Her email address is there. Her website is there. Follow her on social media. Like, make sure you connect with her to get your business seen and heard in a professional way. We'll see you all next Sunday here on the Business Plugs Mixer, which comes on Sunday evenings, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, just to give you business conversations with business people for business people. You all have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.